Good morning, I'm Lynn and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. Today we are going to run through chores and then we are heading off to an auction. This is the one one of the guys at the duck decoy show told me about, and he said there was going to be decoys here, so we thought, hey, let's run out and see if we can find a deal there, since we didn't find any deals at the decoy show. So stay with us. So because we're only 2 days away from going on our little break, we've decided to make sure all the barns have nice clean bedding so we don't have to worry about that while we're away. So Arnie's just going to get the skid steer and we're going to get some bedding into this barn. We already did this barn, and yeah, we're back to warm temperatures, so everyone's in front of the fan and in front of the door over here trying to stay cool. But in a few days it's going like to single digits, so yeah, crazy temperatures right now. This is the really awkward barn to maneuver around in because the ceilings are really low. Girls. Bye, girls. They'll like that a lot better. The manure buildup's getting pretty high in here, so it's hard for them to get the bales rolled in here for bedding. So we made a little ramp. There's Monty with his girls. So we let the rams out right now. Hi, buddies. But when Corey's here, we're going to have him leave them in, because this field is just about played out now and we don't want them out in this field for another week getting parasites. So just 2 more days out here and then they're in. But there's just a few of them and they've got a huge double pen here. So they got plenty of space. Just makes it easier for Corey too. So we'll do the daily count on Casanova's group. Looks like there's more today. Not her. Now this one, it looks like he tried to get at her, so I'm gonna count her. Maybe he's just starting on her. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'd say 9. But it looks like he tried to jump on Chewy again, which would be 10, but it's just one little jump, so maybe he tried and she said no, thank you, buddy. Hey, Chewy. But these guys are all fed. Got a nice bale of hay. So we're gonna head on to the rowdy crew. Is that good hay? It looks yummy. Yeah. And here they are, the rowdy girls. Hi! Louise, you look beautiful still. See, I kept a little tuft on Thelma and Louise so that I can always recognize them. Hi! And you look so beautiful with your tuft. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you're just lovely. Okay, so here's the daily feeding. They just get a trickle of grain because these lambs are still growing. But not too much because we don't want them to overgrow. They're in the pastures now, so they've got a lot of dirty bums. So when we get back, I imagine that we're going to be deworming. That's why we don't like pasturing. They always get diarrhea if you put them out to pastures. You look pretty. We missed the stampede, but they seem to have split up again. One goes this way, and one's heading up back on this laneway.
I think they're going to go way to the back. Watch.
There they are, you see, going down the alleyway. Our leaves are just starting to change color, but a lot of the leaves in this area are going quite red right now. It's just the start of fall. Definitely my favorite time of year. All those dead trees at the front there, those are ash trees. All the ash trees in Canada, maybe North America, are dying now. They have a bug.
Max! Max! Come here! Max! Yeah, they're going way back.
Here's our new installment at Ewetopia Farms. Watch that light. Is he hitting the light?
Yeah, you can Christmas lights on all the time.
That's right.
That is a good corn farm.
Okay. Probably push him in a little farther though, eh?
Does he look like a cousin?
He looks like a cousin. He's got the attitude and everything. Careful of the horns. The antlers.
How close you want me to corner?
Well, you kind of want them touching the wall, I guess. You got to turn them this way now. There we go. There, that's probably good, eh?
Good enough?
Yeah. So, he's pretty tall. He's a wood carving with real antlers. I found him on Marketplace. Isn't he cute? He's a moose with attitude. And the money for buying him went to support cancer. So, also it went to a good cause.
Hey, Ben. So, it's Arnie again from Ewetopia Farms. Lynn told me to do a little video tonight because we're trying to get away for 7 days, I think, to a cottage back north and try to have some downtime. And we're having a real difficult time getting prepared for that because we're tense about everything. Because I think we got responsibilities here, and yeah, it's hard to mentally get your head around everything. So let's just tell you what's been happening. 2 days ago, I took off my last third cut of alfalfa, wrapped them bales up. Just before tomorrow, I'm hoping to put that wrapper away. We're going to get it put back in the shed in case we have rain. It's been extremely dry here. So just walking to the coveralls with a pail of grain, which is a little difficult. But yeah, so this pile here is all second, third cut of alfalfa. So is that pile. And that pile is a pile I just made, 150 bales. And this back here with the yellow paint is second cut. So I think it's almost the 1st of October. We've probably already gone through about 200 wrap bales already. The fields have severely dried right out. And there's not much, there's no regrowth in the fields at all. Kind of depressing right now. So I'm not too happy with everything right now. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not whining, okay? I don't like whiners. I don't like people that cry the blues about how bad the times we're having. I'm actually having a great time. I'm just having a couple of little tough problems right now. But I will get past it. Oh, jeez, I forgot something. Okay, I should have feed this barn here. Make sure everybody's in. So, I think you know the scoop. We got Monty right here. Right here, here he is. I sheared that sheep off. I'm pretty proud about it. Did a real good job. So this is a breeding group. See that ram? You can't see it. There's a ram outside there in the dark. Can't find his way in. So I'm going to have to get that ram in. I just got to set the camera down for a second. And I'm going to show you what happened here. Just hang on a second. So I just fed these guys. So I guess we just received a phone call. Somebody wanted a Dorset ram and a Suffolk ram, and I guess they're going to come back. So we got a lot of real nice ones here to pick from. These rams were born in January, February. Yeah, they're in about 160, 70 pounds, I think, right now. They're quite heavy. We have a gladiator ram here, right here. This is the little guy I showed last year, right there. He's from Gladiator, but he's a year old now. But anyways, I hope that guy shows up. We can get move some of these rams on. They're looking really good right now. There's a nice one right there. Well, I think they're all nice, but that's a real nice one. Hey, buddies. Oh, don't panic. And that's a Dorset. They're a little on the high flight side. But anyways, I'm going to do the other barn here because it's late. And oh yeah, somebody, I don't know if you can see that or not, but somebody dropped those little kittens off, and now I'm feeding them. Today we bought some kitten food for them. I guess it's not cat food, it's for kittens. So, but I see they've been doing a good job in the barn. They've been catching some of the mice and stuff, so pretty happy with that. But anyways, I got hey buddy. Yeah, that's a good ram there, but I can't use that ram because he's related to the ones I got. Yeah, that's the problem. Make good lambs, and I can't use them because I have the fathers. unless I let the fathers go and I keep the lambs. But anyways, I hope that guy shows up. Got some nice rams for him. He can actually look through them. He doesn't have to purchase even a ram. He could just drop in and say hello. I'd be happy with that. So I'm gonna do this barn next. Oh, yeah, I got a whole bunch of lambs out in the field. I better see if they're in. It's getting dark now. Yeah, I'm actually talking too much. But we'll just turn this light on for a second here. And see if everybody's in the barn or not. Hang on a second, please. Yeah, I just gotta walk around the back of the barn. I gotta make sure. I just gotta make sure no lambs stay outside tonight. I'm a little late here, and I'm talking too much. And I just gotta walk around these barns. Just bear with me for a second. Because for some reason, some lambs stay outside all night. So I just gotta check this. Can't see a thing now where I see, probably. Just gotta run past here. There's nobody out, so I'm thinking Lynn's gonna cut this part out because you can't see nothing. There's a whole bunch of sheep in the field here. I don't think you can see them. Oh, this is the problem, eh? Yeah, if you don't get out here, I don't. And we have coyotes here. And I don't want to start training coyotes how they kill sheep. So, gotta get these guys in. It's kind of dark now. I don't know if I can get them in. Jeez. Give me a second here. Hey, buddies. Hey, buddies. Come on. Come on, buddies. Come on. Yeah, so just had about 14 sheep stayed behind the fence. If I wouldn't have checked it, they would have stayed out all night. So, yeah, we do lock them up at night, so. Hey, girls. So there's about 100 ewe lambs here, all first timers. So people can get a. See, this lambs look extremely good this year. I like the lambs a lot. So I just gotta. Oh, and who's this one here? Hey, buddy. So I just gotta feed these guys for a second. They don't really, don't need any grain, but I do give them a little bit of grain because, yeah, I know I just have a soft spot for it, and I want them to understand where the food's coming from. So I'm thinking some people think it's ridiculous that we're feeding them grain, but the finished product is extremely good. So. Yeah. So we just give them, we don't have any corn right now. Well, we're just going to give them a little bit of barley. So, that was, I figured it's about 25 pounds of grain in the pail. And they probably got about 10 to 12 pounds of grain. That's all they got on 100 sheep. So do the math on that. It wasn't a lot of feed. So, like I say, we're just doing that they say calm and everything. Yeah, sorry, it's a little boring conversation. I'm just really not motivated tonight about everything. So I always find it's harder to get away for a vacation than to stay home for me, because I can't just unplug everything, and I can't just unplug everything and just ignore everything. There's so much responsibility here. So I'm going to give these guys a little bit of grain. There he is, there, right in the center. I sheared that sheep off with the clippers and did a pretty nice job. Anyway, so I just want to give these guys grain for a few seconds. There you go. So that's all. These guys again. There's probably 40, 80. There's probably 160 breeding sheep here. 160, maybe 180. Honestly, just yeah, not gotta say, pretty consistent there. So yeah, I'm really happy. Oh, there, the third guy in is the ram. You can see how he's a little bit bigger. I do believe that your ram has to push that envelope a little bit all the time. So I don't recommend to have a ram smaller than your ewes. I guess the other issue with that would be is how big are the ewes becoming on every generation if you keep doing that. But we are trying to keep them down. That's a real nice bunch of first-time ewes. Even if I said that, I mean I shouldn't say that, but pretty happy with that. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, so yeah, these guys just received about 25 pounds of grain per the whole barn. So it's not a lot of grain. We are flushing them a little bit, but they're in fantastic shape. So I don't see that the grain might be not benefiting anything. But we always did it, so I don't want to change, because if something goes wrong, that's the first thing you're going to blame, is you change the system. I tell you what, the biggest thing that's irritating me right now is, you might remember in my past videos, the sprayer went in the wrong field and burnt off half of the field with alfalfa. So we get back to that. So I did do the right thing. We combined the barley off. We direct seeded the new grass seed in. And now we're in a real drought. So the grass seed's actually suffering. And the grass seed's suffering, so I'm a little bit rubbed with that. But I guess, do you know what the real thing I'm rubbed about is across Canada, the weather patterns are different. It depends where you live in Canada. I've lived here my whole life. I've been a pretty good farmer. I'll toot my own horn on that, which I shouldn't do. But it amazes me when something goes wrong, how everybody says, you should have done it this way, you shouldn't do it that way, you know, Arnie, why are you doing it that way? No one ever does it that way. I actually do a pretty good job. We're supposed to be getting fall rains right now. We're not getting no rain at all. And the grass seed's looking really tough. I hope that turns out, but I'm a little nervous about that. So, there's a guy coming for a ram. This ram's actually going to the States. I love that little guy. That's a crackerjack little ram. And the funny part about this little ram is, that little ram does not get grain. That's what you call an easy keeper. Michael should be extremely happy with that deal. And I hope Michael is happy with the deal, because I love it when customers are happy. I do not want a customer that's upset. But that's a crackerjack little ram. I should have feed these guys for a second. See, the ewes are looking really good. In good shape. These have been in with the ram. These have been in with the ram now for 2 months already. I'm thinking most of them are all bred. They're basically just getting wrapped hay, and I would say maybe a half a pound of grain a day. They're in fantastic shape. I've never really seen them in that good a shape yet. We have really good haylage this year. So, but there's my little, I think he's an Australian Zealand ram. There he is. Don't like his head, but I gotta tolerate that. I'll get rid of the head because his lambs don't have that type of head. So the thing I don't like about this ram, I don't like his head. Okay? But this ram has another fault to him, and I'm not going to talk about it because people are going to dwell on it. But the reason why I love this ram, because this ram is a meat machine. Like, this ram weighs 300 pounds, and he's not very big. Come on, bub, run off there. Show people what you look like. There he is. So that ram, this camera doesn't do this ram any justice. That's a heavy ram, and that's why we're using him. But he does have one fault, and I'm not going to mention it because people dwell about that and blow that out of proportion. But the one fault he has is pretty good. You can overlook it pretty good. But out of that ram, I'm going to produce some real good ram lambs. Because we're going to hand pick them. But that's a meat machine. Extremely heavy meat. And if you come to the farm, and we have a private conversation, I'll tell you what the fault is in that ram. But I'm not going to put it on YouTube because people fuel on that. I don't want that. So these are the Suffolks. Again, they're hardly getting no grain at all. They're in fantastic shape. There's Lad. He's lost a little bit of weight, but he's doing his job. A ram should lose a little bit of weight, I think. And where's that big knob that we bought here? I don't know, but anyways. Yeah, the ewes are extremely heavy. Gotta say that something is, I watch a lot of YouTube channels, and I watch some YouTube people in the UK and Ireland and Wales and Scotland, and they will say they don't like those big thick shoulders because it could be to bad lambing. And I'll be really honest with you, my opinion is it is something you have to recognize. If you have a ewe with those big heavy shoulders in the front, and you're using a ram with heavy shoulders, you want to have a real good ewe. I mean a good boxy ewe that can deliver that heavy lamb. So if you're working in town and you come home at night and you see how many babies you've had, you probably don't want to have a ram that's that thick. That is a ewe actually we're looking at. But the guys in the UK say it's pretty impressive to see a sheep that heavy. But yeah, you should be a little bit educated and careful about how fast you're moving with that and where you want to go with that, because I consider, most people can look at our sheep, and I consider our sheep, we call them heavy capacity sheep. Like they're got a massive rib on them, and they can pack a lot of food back, and they give you some fantastic lambs. But you probably should be home when we're lambing. You see, these ewes are heavy ewes. Like, I mean, I'm going to guess these ewes are in 270, 260 pound ewes. Could be some 280 pound ewes in here. Anyways, that's my little discussion tonight. Sorry, it's kind of boring. I'm trying to get motivated. I'm getting out of this hellhole for a few days. Hey, buddies. What's going on out here tonight, eh? That ram there almost looks like it's dead. Hey, buddy! Hey! just having a nap. So I'm going to shut the barn down. I'm tired. See, there's Lad. Let me tell you, this is what I like about Lad. He's not very tall. And you're not going to get a ram any longer than that. And people are going to say, we have a ram longer than that? Please send me a photograph of a ram that's longer than that guy. And honestly, do you have to stand right in front of him? Come on, move! And Glad weighs about 300 pounds. Like, he's thick. He's got extremely thick neck on him. Which, yeah, some breeders don't like to see that thick neck, eh? They say it's bad lambing, eh? But if you have good rumps like that, see the rumps? Good wide rumps? They have no problem putting the lamb out. I do believe, I hear these stories about bad lambing, and I look at the ewes, and I say, first thing you gotta do is start correcting these ewes. But see, if a ewe isn't up to snuff, look at the second sheep here. See what I mean by that shoulder? So some people will say that that's extremes. But I can't wait. This is a new ram we bought. This is his group. I can't wait to get her lambs off, because I'm thinking they're going to be heavy, heavy lambs. But maybe not for everybody. But I'm going to head out, turn these lights off. One light stays on here at night because raccoons and stuff come into the barns and the sheep get all panicky. So I like to have a little light on for these guys, that they don't feel too bad. And then if anybody breaks in tonight, it's quiet. So I'm going to call that a night. Hey, buddy? Yeah, Mike? Mike got a nice sheep there. I don't want to hear Mike whining about that. He's got a bad sheep. He's got a real nice sheep. That was one of my favorite little lambs when it was born. He stood right out and he never looked back. But I'm going to shut this barn down tonight. And just shut this feed room down. Because in Canada, we have raccoons. And they get in here and eat the barley at night. So some farmers say, why don't we shoot all the raccoons? But I'm thinking raccoons have been here for thousands of years. And I think we're just going to have to live with them. So that's why we shut the doors at night. We shut the feed room door. And there's no food for the raccoons to eat, hardly. And they stay away. I think that's probably a better solution than eradicating the raccoons. Raccoons, they call them. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you shortly. I guess Lynn's going to talk to you in the morning. And like I say, we're trying to get our head around getting away. And I always tell people that it's easier to stay home than to get away, because there's so much responsibility, eh? And if something goes wrong when we're gone, yeah, I'm going to blame myself, and that's going to rub off on the Lynn, and which I don't want to rub that off on Lynn. But that's what's wrong. But we are going to go away for 7 days, and we're going to make the best of it. And see, I'm going to call this a night, okay? I'm going to say one more thing, okay? See, I give Lynn a little bit of money. I give her a little bit of freedom. And she's on the internet. And this is what she comes home with. What do you think I'm supposed to do with that? So she's got it mounted right here in the corner of the porch. Honestly, yeah. That's what happens when you give Lynn a little bit of freedom. Good night. Subscribe. Give me a question. Give me a problem to solve, please. I'm looking to solve something. Maybe I can help you out. And hopefully you support the channel, because it really helps a lot. And I'll talk to you shortly.